Okay, we're going to briefly look at two articles today. The first one is, it's titled World Health Organization to send 1 million polio vaccines to Gaza to protect children. The UN Health Agency said on Friday that it is sending more than 1 million polio vaccines to Gaza after the discovery of the highly infectious disease in sewage samples. Sewage is wastewater. It's water from your toilet, for example, and your shower that goes down into the drains. And they check the sewage for different diseases, and they have found polio in this sewage. But it's not just polio. It's actually called vaccine-derived polio. And if you want to find out more about it, you can go to the World Health Organization and look up poliomyelitis vaccine-derived polio. That means that this type of polio comes from the polio vaccine. And they're going to send these 1 million polio vaccines to Gaza, so let's read a little bit more about it. World Health Organization Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. I'm sorry, I've butchered the pronunciation of his name. I'm afraid I do not know how to pronounce his name, but you can learn more about him here because he was facing genocide charges 4 years ago. An American economist nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. This American guy was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. He has called for the head of the World Health Organization to be prosecuted for genocide. That's when you kill or torture a whole race of people, over his alleged involvement in directing Ethiopia's security forces. David Steinman accused Tedros, and I'm just going to call him Tedros, 55, who took over the World Health Organization 3 years ago, just before the pandemic started, of being one of 3 officials in control of Ethiopian security services from 2013 to 2015. Dr. Tedros was the country's health minister from 2005 to 2012 and its foreign minister until 2016, when his Tigray's People's Liberation Front party was the main member of the ruling coalition. A coalition is a group of parties that rules a country. Mr. Steinman, an economist and campaigner nominated for the Peace Prize last year, lodged the complaint at the International Criminal Court in The Hague. He claimed that Dr. Tedros was a crucial decision maker in relation to security service actions that included killing, arbitrarily detaining, that happened a lot in the pandemic, didn't it, and torturing Ethiopians. Dr. Tedros has risen to international prominence as the leader of the UN's health body during the coronavirus pandemic. He is the organization's first leader without medical qualifications. Never forget that. Let's go back to what he's doing in Gaza, what kind of medical advice he's giving in Gaza, in spite of the fact that he has no medical qualifications and he was accused of genocide. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, of course, but those are the facts. He noted, this is Tedros, that no cases of polio have yet been recorded. So no cases yet, but without immediate action, it was just a matter of time before it reaches the thousands of children who have been left unprotected. Now remember, this guy has no medical qualifications whatsoever, but he's not afraid to give you his advice. Humanitarians have expressed deep concerns about the impact of a possible polio emergency in Gaza amid disastrous sanitary conditions marked by outbreaks of hepatitis A and myriad other preventable diseases, along with a lack of access to healthcare because of the war. Earlier this week, Dr. Ayadil Separ-Bekov, team lead for health emergencies at the World Health Organization in the occupied Palestinian territory, warned that the spread of polio and other communicable diseases could lead to more people dying of preventable illness than from war-related injuries. Currently 39,000, according to the local health authorities. On 16th of July, the WHO said that vaccine-derived poliovirus type 2 had been identified at 6 locations in sewage samples collected last month from Khan Yunis and Deir al-Balah, 2 Gaza cities left in ruins by nearly 10 months of intense Israeli bombardment. So there you go. They're sending lots more polio vaccines to a place where they have found vaccine-derived polio. And they're sending all of these polio vaccines to a place where they have found there haven't been any cases at all And the guy who runs the who has no medical qualifications whatsoever, is telling everybody what ought to be done. Okay, I think we'll leave it there. I don't think there's any more information that's worth knowing, but I hope that you found that enjoyable. I hope it helped you improve your English, and I hope you've learned something.